Hello, this is Not a Spring Chicken. Leading Oprah's O list is a favorite of mine. It's Nutri's chocolates. I know they're fine Belgian chocolates, and they come in such flavors like, well, this one says renew. It says it's supposed to be rejuvenating. There's things such as what, sexy and blush and forgiveness and cocoon and I don't know, what are they called? Mood chocolates? They're really good. They come in these little bite-sized flavors too, and Belgian, you just gotta try it. This is Not a Spring Chick with Oldecam for OFN with comments on the headlines of today. China urges the U.S. to see the true nature of Dalai Lama.
The nature that they see.
Clinton irked by Richardson endorsement.
You know, this is simply, you know that it was a Bill Clinton arranged thing because this is Thursday of the week. This happened on Sunday and it's still in the news. So it was meant to happen.
Rapper Jay-Z on the verge of a $150 million Live Nation deal.
I mean, that's sort of hard to figure out when you consider that the music sales industry is going right down the toilet.
I know. I wonder what that deal is.
Yeah.
Website launches searchable register of British Empire's slaves.
Well, I mean, all you got to do is be able to figure out what slave with a name that you have no idea what was came over from Africa on some ship. I mean, what good does that do?
NATO allies turned down Bush request.
Basically, they know that the Democrats are going to pull the military back all over the world in the next congressional term, so they're not going to push the Russians knowing they got no support.
Military feels fuel cost gouge in Iraq.
Not really, because the military buys everything in advance. They don't buy anything on the current market, so they've paid the price 6 months ago, not today's prices.
Genetic link tied to smoking addiction.
I find that one hard to believe, but then again, you have to understand it was produced by people that don't think you should be smoking to begin with.
Then there's probably a link to like addictions to shopping.
That's right.
And alcohol and all of that.
Every single group that has an axe to grind and wants something to be stopped will find a genetic link to the problem.
Male rock fans likely to vote Republican.
Anybody notice that those people tend to be left-wing liberal?
TSA touts bomb arrest at Florida airport.
A guy should have never got on the plane with lead pipes to begin with.
Senator's husband admits pain for sex.
I know. Another Democrat caught.
State suing EPA over global warming.
They all tend to be ran by Democratic governors and Democratic legislatures. They're just trying to make a point.
Obama trims Clinton's lead in Pennsylvania.
Well, she had a 27-point lead, then had a 5-point lead, now has got a 9-point lead. You know, that's what they do is they go to some place they know they're going to get the results they want, take the polling there, and then you all of a sudden chop into a person's lead greatly. Builders get breaks from Congress. Yeah, that's a weird one. You know, they're going to give builders that have stock on hand that they can't move tax incentives to keep building houses that no one wants or can't afford. Paramount to open virtual movie vault. I mean, okay, they can't figure out how to make anything work to make money off the internet, but they're going to have another system of film display on the internet that nobody can afford, nobody wants, and nobody can see because they don't have the download that's fast enough. Report faults bison slaughter program. Yeah, I could understand that one. Intel unveils new classmate PCs. They're trying to make they've oversaturated the market with laptops now, so they're trying to figure out if we can make a really cheap laptop, sell them to school students, then we can oversaturate the market even more. Zillow.com allows consumers to anonymously receive custom loan quotes and rate their lenders. I hate to tell them that, but this has been being done for years. That's nothing new. iPhone popularity spurs BlackBerry sales. Yeah, and the problem is that BlackBerry's off the line half the time anymore, so what good is it? FDA regulation of tobacco a step closer. Yeah, the Democrats, led by Henry Waxman, who's an anti-smoker, have decided that they're finally going to make tobacco a drug and then take it off the market entirely, now bankrupting I mean, in a time that we got the recession, the economy's going backwards, they're going to put millions of people out of work.
They're going to take away some people's vices.
That's right. You know, the Constitution specifically says you cannot, you know, take rights from the minority to give to the majority, or take from the majority and take away from the minority. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're taking the right of people to kill themselves away from them, so that the people in the majority don't have to be offended by the way they're dying.
FAA says 4 airlines under investigation.
Yeah, they're, you know, they should have been under investigation before this. Now it's a little too late.
United grounds 777s and cancels flight.
I wonder if they're one of the 4 airlines that's under investigation.
Armed airline pilots may be at risk for discharging their weapons on planes.
Yeah, the pilots don't want to have to put trigger guards on their planes because they're afraid that if they take the trigger guard off, it might accidentally go off. You know, well, it's called you don't keep a bullet in the chamber, folks.
That makes sense. With crude at $100 a barrel, big oil needs no tax breaks.
Well, they shouldn't get any tax breaks, but once again, you have to understand, the same as yesterday, big oil is owned by the people. It's not owned by companies.
Excuse me.
Okay. In the long-running Real ID staring match, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security ended up being the first to blink.
Well, yeah, because the states simply are not going to issue the documents that the federal government demands that you issue in order to be able to board airplanes and travel, because it's an expenditure they don't have the money for. No one wants a national ID either. It's a dead thing.
Yahoo teams up with Vlingo for voice search.
Yeah, like just another means of diluting the worth of the company.
British capital in October is to begin imposing a $50 a day carbon emissions fee on every gas-guzzling private vehicle driven in the central city.
And they will determine which vehicles are gas-guzzling and has to have it. I mean, as they said, it will cost an average family in England $100 to $150 a day to drive into London now, and they just simply won't come. They're not going to use the rail, they're not going to use the rapid transit. They're not going to come.
Wow. So much for shopping.
Yep.
Court approves review of countrywide practices.
Well, then once again, it's too little too late.
Clinton supporters expected to flock to Obama.
I know, that one's a beaut. I mean, that he is, you know, he's telling the Clinton people that you're not worth anything, and then says, you know, I expect you to vote for me anyway.
The ailing health insurance markets.
Yeah, I mean, it's the market basically is having to put out so much money for so many people with illnesses that the companies are starting to go down the toilet, and the Democrats want to put in a nationalized system which forces them to even accept more people that they can't, you know, pay the price for.
A phone with TV, radio, music, GPS, and camcorder.
Yeah, I mean, let me see. I got something in here. Get out of my pocket. This one does exactly the same thing that $600 phone cost. This was like a $100 phone.
NBC's big promises more product placements from advertisers in its programs.
Yeah, that's what people need, is they want more product placement. You're already getting like 14 minutes of commercials an hour, and they want to increase that by, you know, let's see, what do we got? The pocket has got everything in it. We are going to promote Listerine, but this isn't a commercial, folks. I'm just, you know, and then the title is shut.
Democrats fear Florida backlash.
Yeah.
And Michigan, too.
Nobody's got to vote for their candidate because they've told them you don't count.
In Michigan, too?
Michigan also.
A Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
That goes with the above one with Florida. When you disenfranchise people, you really can't expect them to flock to you.